I think every pilot probably remembers distinctly his or her first solo, and for this pilot, it's no different. My solo was an emotional and exciting event, and I'm honored to have shared it with all of you. Welcome to Episode 7 of the Student Pilot Cast. I'm Bill Williams, and I'm learning to fly in front of the world with this little audio cast that I'm doing. In this episode, I'll continue the happenings of my first solo, and follow that up with the next best thing, the second solo. Stick around and I'll share with you the highs and the lows of learning to fly.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 628 Sierra Mike is at Chandler Air Service. We have Charlie, and we'd like to stay in the pattern for touch and goes.
Does it take to be an angel? Where does the sun go when it sleeps?
In Episode 6, I caught you all up with my training and took you on my first solo with me. I let the in-cockpit audio run in real time for the first ever flight around the pattern by myself, alone in the airplane. In this episode, I'll give you the highlights of my next 2 landings that same day and share some of my thoughts about the experience. I'll also share my second solo that happened the very next day. I should note that I've gotten more feedback from some of you, and I appreciate that very much. And most of the feedback is telling me that the in-cockpit audio is very popular, so I'll continue the trend of putting more and more in. See, when I first started the podcast, I was recording my flights, but I felt like the audio was somewhat boring, or at least would be boring to my listeners. It was actually really interesting to me. But I'm learning this isn't the case, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because I like listening to in-cockpit audio on other podcasts and from other sources, so why wouldn't it be the same here? I guess when it's yours, it's a little different, or you look at it a little differently. Heck, I'm still surprised anyone listens to this audio cast at all, but I digress. Back to the training. We left off last week as I was getting and giving the thumbs up from my instructor to continue. My first landing by myself was actually fairly decent landing, so I was obviously happy with that and ready for more. I taxied back to 4 left and was ready to do it all again.
Okay, we taxied back. We're coming back to the run-up area here. End of 4 left. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 628 Sierra Mike is at 4 left for staying in the pattern for touch and go.
Cherokee 628 Sierra Mike, roger, make left traffic and wait 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff on 4 left, we'll make left traffic 8 Sierra Mike. Okay, everything's in the green, center line. Full power, airspeed is alive. Everything looks good. We've got 50 and 60. Rotate.
I got a little less talkative the next couple of times around, but I'll condense these a bit to remove dead air, but I'll include most of the audio. I continued out and pick up where I'm almost at traffic pattern altitude.
All right, I'm rolling out on downwind. Rolling into downwind. And there we are. And roll wings level, and we're at traffic pattern altitude already. Gotta love the performance with only one dude in the cockpit. Starting to get a little bumpier out here. Wind is probably picking up, although they still said it was calm.
Cherokee 8 Sierra Mike, runway 4 left, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 4 left, 8 Sierra Mike. All right, we are almost a beam. There we are. 1500, 1 notch of flaps. Pitch for 80. Try and keep this one a little tighter. We've got no departing traffic. No reason to extend it. Gotta watch out for these cranes. Alright, wings level on base. Second notch of flaps. And turn final. Notch of flaps. A little bit high and fast, go to idle. Sit back, relax. Field is made. Bounce that one a little.
Okay, like I've said before, I want to make sure I include the proverbial good, bad, and ugly for your entertainment. That second landing wasn't nearly as nice as the first one. It wasn't the worst landing I've ever done, but it wasn't going to get any applause from the guys up in the tower. I wasn't patient enough bleeding off any excess speed that I had, and I allowed the mains to touch down a little too early. I wanted to keep the nose wheel off a bit longer, so I eased back the yoke, and lo and behold, I was airborne again. I've been here before. I know what to do. I wish I hadn't been there before, but I've had some practice getting 2 landings in one, if you know what I mean. I just eased off the back pressure a little and settled back down onto the runway. Unfortunately, before I could ease it down all the way, I had bled off all that extra airspeed, so you know what happens when you do that, and it dropped in a bit harder than I would have liked. Oh well, you can't win them all. We'll pick back up on climb out. Remember, I'm condensing this a bit for the removal of dead air, but you get the picture.
Man, it was busy. It was busy this morning, but luckily right now it is dead. Probably because I'm running into the next hour of training a little bit. Chandler Tower 8 Sierra Mike, this one's going to be a full stop, please.
Check 8 Sierra Mike, roger on the request.
Chandler Tower, Diamond Star 4189 uniform is 8 miles south. We'd like to transition going to Falcon.
Tower 4189 uniform, Chandler Tower, transition through Chandler's class up service area at or above 2,700 approved, altimeter 29er.
29er at above 2,700, 89er uniform.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 82044, holding short for left.
Cherokee 8044, Chandler Tower, flying ahead, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff and 4 left, 51 right here.
Cherokee 8 Sierra Mike, runway 4 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 4 left, 8 Sierra Mike. Okay, a beam. Alright. Turn in base. Second notch.
Check 044, right turn to the south first.
Thank you, 044. And turn final. Pass notch flat.
And Chandler Tower, Super Cub 83281, hold it short, 4 left.
Super Cub 83281, Chandler Tower, hold short of runway 4 left.
Runway is made.
281, hold it short, 4 left.
Lead it off. Pretty good touchdown, but after touchdown I drifted to the right a little bit. Get off on kilo.
Check 044, traffic 11 o'clock, less than a mile, 1,900 southwestbound is a native helicopter.
Looking for traffic 044. See the after landing.
Okay, well, I think what happened on that one was I was holding some right rudder on touchdown to keep the airplane aligned with the runway, and I kind of forgot to get it totally straight before allowing the nose wheel down, so I started drifting right before I realized what I was doing. Stupid mistake, but I guess that's why I'm practicing. It wasn't terrible, just moved a few feet to the right, and I corrected it back, but I should have been more ready for that. Okay, so let's finish off this flight. I made a call here to the tower because I had already turned off, and he still hadn't given me instructions, which they usually do while you're still on rollout.
Chandler Tower 8 Sierra Mike is clear of the clear 4 left.
Check 8 Sierra Mike, roger, you can taxi to the ramp, monitor ground, have a good day.
Thank you. We'll monitor ground, taxi to the ramp, 8 Sierra Mike.
Pickup 281, flying ahead, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
83281, clear for takeoff, southbound.
He never told me to exit the runway.
Chandler Tower 8
to let him know.
044 does not have traffic in sight.
Cherokee 044, Roger. He's almost a beam into your left, still at 1,800 southwestbound.
Off. It's already off. All serial and land.
And Cherokee 044, you can proceed on course. Traffic has you in sight and will maintain visual.
Thank you, 044.
Extra for taxi. And underground. There we go.
Well, that was it. My first solo. A decent landing, a poor landing, and then a decent landing with a poor rollout. I guess all in all, not too bad for a first try. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. Besides, I was coming back the next day for more, weather permitting. So I arrived at the airport the following day, and lo and behold, the wind was still calm, which was becoming a rarity these days. It seems like the wind's been blowing for weeks, and now these 2 days were quite calm. I was hoping to take advantage of that and get in some more solo time. Larry met me out at the plane, which we had to push back to start because it had just gotten an oil change and was over outside the big hangar rather than in the tie-down area. We got underway, and Larry informed me that he'd go out with me a couple of times around, and then he'd get out and leave me on my own again for some more practice. So we listened to ATIS, and then I made the call to ground and totally blanked the designator that I just heard on the ATIS. I had listened to ATIS briefly from my car as I was arriving at the airport to check the wind, etc., and they were on Tango. When I made the call to ground, I realized I had not made a mental note of the information designator before keying the mic, so I made a guess that they hadn't changed it yet. Well, I was wrong. They had changed it. And like any good instructor, I guess, Larry let me flounder. I guess to make it uncomfortable enough so that maybe I wouldn't do it again. I looked at him for help, but he just smiled and shrugged and left me hanging out there. Oh well, live and learn.
Chandler Ground, Cherokee 47851 is at Chandler Air Service. We have Tango, I think it was, and we'd like to go to the runway, stay in the pattern for touch and goes.
Cherokee calling from Chandler Air Service, taxi 2, runway 4 left. Verify you have information uniform and say again your call sign.
It's Cherokee 47851, and it was uniform. Just forgot the designator. 851.
Well, thank you. Taxi 2, runway 4 left. 4 left.
So we taxied out, did the run-up, and we're ready to go. Again, I'll cut out dead air and extraneous conversation to speed things up.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 47851 is at 4 left. Stay in the pattern for touch and goes.
Cherokee 47851, Chandler Tower, make a left, travel runway 4 left. Runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff on 4 left. We'll make left traffic. Cherokee 851.
And Chandler Tower, Navy on 5390 kilo.
Navy on calling Chandler Tower, say again.
Yes, Navy on 5390 kilo. We're off of Falcon. Feel like the train.
Don't really need this, but I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
just generally set it in the right direction for you.
Navy on 5390 kilo, Chandler.
In the pattern, we're not too worried about you getting lost. So.
Space approved at or above 2,700. Chandler altimeter 2986. Report a beam or overhead.
Okay, at or above 2,700. We'll give you a call overhead or a beam. Thanks. 90 kilo.
November 1 Whiskey Golf, ident.
Identing 1 Whiskey Golf.
November 1 Whiskey Golf, thank you.
1 Whiskey Golf, overhead.
November 1 Whiskey Golf, roger. Traffic below to your right in the pattern is a Cherokee.
Looking at 1 Whiskey Golf.
Cherokee 851, traffic above off your left is a Cherokee transitioning southbound. Runway 4 left, clear touch and go.
Runway 4 left, cleared for touch and go, 851. Oops, overshot just a bit.
Yeah. Just next time around. Boy, those cranes are close.
Yep.
I should explain about the cranes, I guess. You'll probably hear something about them from the cockpit in other episodes as well. There's some construction going on southwest of the field, which happens to be on the approach path for the number 4 runways, or departure path for 22. They probably reach 200 to 300 feet up. They're careful not to put them right on runway centerline, but still, having them out there can be a little unnerving. So We're always looking for the cranes when turning base to final and when landing on the 4s and making sure we're past them when taking off from the 2-2s before making a turn. So we landed, almost hit a couple of birds while on the runway, then went around again. This time while on downwind, Larry said he'd probably get out after this one.
Well, I could do just one more or one more after this. It looks like you feel pretty comfortable still, so I don't know how much you need me. I could ask for the option on this and jump out, unless you want me to go one more time with you.
It's totally up to you.
Okay. Tower 851.
Cherokee 851, Chandler Tower.
Yes, sir. Can we have the option on this one?
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear for the option.
Thank you, 851. Yeah, you're looking pretty good. Just nice and patient. Get it over the runway like you did. And if you do good landing on this one, I'm just going to make it a full stop, and I'll tell them we're going to just drop me off. You look like you're having fun. Doing good.
Always. Always having fun.
Got a nice morning for another solo. My advice is just don't hit the crane. Land on the runway on the center line.
Not hitting cranes is good.
Yeah.
So after touching down, he decided to get out, and I'd do it all over again on my own. Notice at the end of the clip, the controller has to kind of clarify that we're dropping the instructor off at the ramp. I think this comes back to help you understand something that happens later in the podcast. Also, you got to listen to the other pilot on the radio who was inbound that you can hear in the background. It was pretty funny what he said. We obviously got a good laugh out of it.
Nice straight on the rudder. There you go. Okay. Yeah, just keep it stable down to the runway. Don't get too slow. Be ready with the power.
What are we doing?
We're going to make a full stop and drop me off. Just roll out a little bit farther. Tower 851, we're going to make this full stop and drop passenger off on the ramp.
Cherokee 851, I'm sorry, I'm saying you're going to drop the instructor off at the ramp.
Yeah, that's permanent. He'll be coming right back out for touch and go.
Cherokee 47851, roger. Turn left, taxi straight across to the ramp, and then you can contact ground 124.4 when you're ready to taxi back outbound.
851, thanks. Okay, feel comfortable? Feel okay? Okay.
Fort Lima at 4,000 feet, 3 miles west of South Mountain, inbound to land with Unicorn.
With Unicorn.
Cherokee 628, Sir Mike, Chandler Tower, fly runway, heading runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Aircraft with Unicorn. Tell us when you have uniform.
So 9964 Lima, Chandler
U-turn here if you like.
That was funny.
That was.
Ident 64 Lima.
Okay, what's Unicorn? Okay, have fun. I'm going to go get a golf cart and just kind of cruise out here and watch you. Yeah, nice stable approach. Don't get way too slow at the bottom there. You know what to do. I'm just like mother hen here, so don't let it.
I know, I'm making a few mistakes. I'm trying to get more comfortable.
It's good for you to be by yourself and make your own little mistakes. That way you build your confidence. So, okay, I'll see you in a few, and I'll be watching.
Cessna 9964 Lima, Chandler Tower.
These brakes.
Enter left base, runway 4 left, report a 2-mile left base.
All right, so Larry gets out and leaves me on my own again, and you get to hear me make another mistake right off the bat. I was on the ground frequency and called Chandler Tower instead of Chandler Ground. The controller nicely makes my mistake known without lambasting me. He just simply clarifies that I'm calling ground. Oops.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 47851 is on the ramp near Kilo. Would like to taxi back to 4 left.
Cherokee calling ground, say again.
It's Cherokee 47851. We're on the ramp near Kilo. Would like to taxi back to 4 left, please.
Cherokee 47851, Chandler Ground. Taxi to runway 4 left to verify you have uniform.
That's affirmative. We have uniform. We'll taxi to 4 left, Cherokee 851.
Cherokee 47851, roger. And just be advised, some of your transmissions are coming in broken. We are getting most of them, though.
Roger. I'll check it out.
Yeah, right. I'll check it out. What was I supposed to do? I turned the radio off and on again and didn't hear again that the transmissions were breaking up, so maybe the little radio reboot did the trick, but maybe not, who knows. So here's the audio from my trip around the pattern. It turns out I was a little quiet this day, so I wasn't doing a lot of updating on the mic like I did during my first solo.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 47851 is at 4 left. We'd like to stay in the pattern for touch and goes.
Cherokee 47851, Chandler Tower. Make a left, traffic runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Make left traffic, cleared for takeoff, 4 left. Okay. Airspeed alive. Everything's in the green. 50, 55, 60.
Cherokee 851, I missed it on your first transmission. Is this going to be touch and goes or taxi backs?
This will be touch and goes, please. Cherokee 851.
Cherokee 851, roger. Traffic inbound from the west for the base entry is a Cessna. Cessna 64 Lima, traffic in the north pattern is a Cherokee.
Roger, we'll keep an eye out for the Cherokee 64 Lima.
Chandler Tower, helicopter 3082 Charlie, flight to the west, inbound for taxiway Charlie with information uniform.
Helicopter 3082 Charlie, Chandler Tower, report to North Point.
Report North Point 82 Charlie.
Helicopter 82 Charlie, be advised, taxiway Charlie is not open at this time due to a helicopter that's on it.
Tower, helicopter 82 Charlie, request east transition to gateway.
Helicopter 82 Charlie, transition approved and ident.
Transition approved, identing 82 Charlie.
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 4 left, Cherokee 851.
64 negative with the Cherokee.
64 Lima, say again?
Negative on traffic.
Cessna 64 Lima, the Cherokee is on downwind approaching base turn right now.
Roger that, we'll slow down 64 Lima.
Over 64 Lima, you can just turn slightly right and set up for a straight in square turn to final if you want.
Roger that, square turn to final 64 Lima.
Cessna 64 Lima, the Cherokee is wings up now, base.
Still looking, 64 Lima.
Helicopter 82 Charlie, would you like a midfield crossing to proceed eastbound to Gateway?
Affirmative, 82 Charlie.
Got 82 Charlie, roger. Report a mile north-northeast of the airport for landing and correction for midfield crossing.
12 miles northeast, midfield crossing, 82 Charlie.
Cessna 64 Lima, number 2, follow the Cherokee, short final Cherokee is a touch and go. Runway 4 left, clear touch and go.
Roger, we got Cherokee inside, no factor 64 Lima, clear for landing, 4 left.
Cessna 64 Lima, sorry about that. Number 2, follow the Cherokee, runway 4 left, clear to land.
4 left, clear to land, 64 Lima.
Cessna.
So on this landing, I ballooned up slightly on the round out, so I added a little power and then allowed it to settle down. No bounce this time, so that was good. But it wasn't the best landing either. I've got to be a little bit more light on the controls during a round out and flare. I've done it before, obviously, but sometimes I guess I just tense up a little bit. I also wasn't looking far enough down the runway, but I'm learning. So we pick it up again just as I'm abeam the numbers on my next time around, and I start my descent.
Okay, beam. Numbers. Notch of flaps.
Tower, helicopter 82 Charlie, request frequency change.
Helicopter 82 Charlie, proceed on course eastbound, frequency change approved, good flight.
Frequency change approved, thank you, 82 Charlie.
Helicopter 82 Charlie, before you go, taxiway Charlie should be back open, hopefully by the time you guys get back.
Thank you, 82 Charlie.
Okay, just turning on to final. A little bit of speed. Notch of flaps. Brake trim. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 851. Like a clearance for touch and go, please.
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear, touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 4 left, Cherokee 851.
I made that call to the tower because I was turning final and I still wasn't cleared for the touch and go. And being a student and all, I'd rather have the clearance out of the way before I made the boundary fence. So I pushed a little, I guess. Now back to the approach.
Alright, stabilized at 70. Seems to be swirling a little bit. Alright.
So I was going around again, almost on downwind, and got this call.
Cherokee 851, is this one going to be a touch and go or a full stop?
This one will be another touch and go, 851.
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 4 left, 851.
So not only was this clearance earlier, but he was sort of expecting this one to be a full stop. Usually they just expect you to continue touch and goes until you say otherwise, so I thought this was a little bit odd, but no big thing. So I did my touch and go, come around again, and while on downwind, I get this call.
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear for the option.
Cleared for the option, 4 left, 851.
Cleared for the option. I didn't ask for that. Again, usually they wait until you ask for something like that, so what was going on here? I think what happened is that the controller, when he clarified it earlier, he thought that this was my first solo, and he probably knew that Chandler Air Service usually does a full stop, a touch and go, and then a full stop on the first solo. And he was probably wondering what the heck I was doing out there. I thought about saying something like, are you guys trying to tell me something about my landings that maybe I should stop for today? But I decided not to. Anyway, I just kind of blew it off again and did my thing.
Okay, on short final. Approach is stabilized. Get knots fast. There we go. Yield is made.
But this time, I didn't really like what I saw on the approach as I crossed over the numbers, and I decided to take advantage of that option I was cleared for. Of course, I would have done this anyway. I was just feeling a little bit squirrely and a little bit fast, and I just didn't feel comfortable on this one.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 851's going around.
Cherokee 851, roger. Continuing left traffic. Traffic inbound from the west for the base entry is a Cessna.
Roger that. We'll make left traffic 851.
Cessna 009er, traffic in the north pattern is a Cherokee, just on the go now.
Looking for traffic, 009er.
So as I was coming around again, the controller had to make some room for some other traffic. I also asked for the option on this one. My time was near being up, and besides that, I just wasn't feeling super comfortable that day. As a matter of fact, on my first solo the day before, I was much more excited than nervous. But today the opposite was true. I was more nervous than the day before. Maybe it had to do with knowing that I would be doing some more soloing today and having to think about it beforehand or something. I don't know. In any case, I decided I'd probably call it a day after this one. So I asked for the option so I'd have, well, the option.
Cherokee 851, extend downwind, I'll call your base turn.
We'll extend downwind, wait for a call for base 851. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 851, would like the option on this one, please.
Cherokee 851, roger. Cherokee 851, turn base traffic to depart prior to arrival of Cherokee.
Turning base now, 851.
Cherokee 81658, flying runway heading, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff. Runway heading 658. Cessna 009er, taxi to the ramp, monitor ground.
009er, monitor ground to the ramp.
Cherokee 851, runway 4 left, clear for the option, traffic departing at Cherokee.
We have the traffic clear for the option on 4 left, Cherokee 851.
Omaha 50 X-ray, affirmative and
okay. Yield is made.
That was just making sure we're okay for you here.
Omaha 50 X-ray, you're fine there, thanks.
Alrighty, so we're going back over to Phoenix, thank you.
Omaha 50 X-ray, roger.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 851 will make this one a full stop.
Cherokee 658, right turn southbound approved. 658. Cherokee 851, understand you'll be full stop?
Affirmative, 851.
Cherokee 851, taxi to the ramp and monitor ground, good day.
Taxi to the ramp, monitor ground, good day.
So as you heard, I decided to stop for the day. It was fun. I was having fun, but I wasn't as relaxed as the day before. Still got in 0.6 hours of solo in addition to the 4 tenths I had the day before, so now I had 1 hour by myself. Good times. So that'll do it for this episode. As always, thanks for listening. I have some good stuff coming up, including maybe a little video for the other video feed. So if you're subscribed only to the audio feed and you'd like to subscribe to the sparse video feed in anticipation of the content that I may put out there, please visit www.studentpilotcast.com and look for the feed links on the right-hand side of the page. Also, you'll find a contact page on the site as well. If you'd like to give me feedback, suggestions, encouragement, or even harassment, you can do it right there on the website. Or you can email me directly at bill@studentpilotcast.com. I always love to hear from listeners, so please drop me a line if you have the time. I actually heard recently from an old friend and colleague, Matt, who I hadn't spoken to in a while. He found my podcast on iTunes sort of by accident, and I think he said it took him a couple of episodes to realize that he knew that voice in his head from the real world, and immediately gave me a call. So I can use the podcast to make new friends with all of you out there, as well as connect with old ones. What more could I ask for? In any case, I can't make those new friends or connect with old ones if you don't reach out to me. So please let me know what you think. Give me suggestions, or simply tell me what you like about the podcast or don't like. Every time I get an email from a listener, it makes my day, so keep them coming. Also, if you're a student pilot and you'd like to share your own experiences on the podcast, let me know, and we'll see if we can't get together and talk virtually. I have a couple of offers for such discussions, but haven't found the time yet to put something together, so I'm hoping to get some other pilots' perspectives on the cast soon, so stay tuned. I've heard from several of you also that are hoping to start training soon. I would encourage you to get started. You won't regret it. Set aside the money, make the time when it's right for you, and just do it. It's such a blast to do, and I feel very privileged to be one of the few people who get to do this as I fulfill my dream of flight. And I want all of you to experience it as well if you haven't already. Again, though, thanks for taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoyed this episode as I close the first solo chapter in my training. Upcoming episodes will outline my next lessons, including my first solo practice flight away from the airport. My wings just keep spreading a little further and further, and it's exciting every step of the way. Until then, adios from the Southwest. I'm going to be a pilot. Music for today's audiocast is the song To Be an Angel from the great Canadian band Uncle Seth. You can get more information and subscribe to the Student Pilot audiocast using iTunes, Zune, or any other podcatcher at www.studentpilotcast.com.